Hello there. What a week. This is the first video that I'm going to make without a PowerPoint because I'm just going to be discussing some ideas. I won't be sharing any data with the exception of institutional ownership, which I just checked. And today, by the way, is the 5th of November 2028. I'm going to be using my lunch break to say a couple of things. The first thing that you should know is that I am not a professional investor. I don't have any scientific background. I am just sharing my honest opinion. I will try to make you aware of my own biases. This is just a perspective out of many out there. I've already mentioned in my previous videos that you should definitely be on stock tweets where you have really, really like proper educated people, both in terms of science and business and company valuation. So first things first, lung data came and it was awesome. I know there are some concerns from different people, perhaps the market included, around the population side and some missing metrics. I do not see the future. I don't have access to insider information. So what I'm going to mention is pure speculation. I honestly don't see how Iovance, specifically after such a difficult year, let's say, with trust issues around management. I don't see why they would basically publish good land data that they cannot follow up on afterwards. So I don't know if they will be sharing more data, more metrics, more information, basically tomorrow or next year in an event, as the PR says. I don't know. I don't see the future, but I think is I've checked briefly the FDI requirements, the criteria, which you can find online on the site, on their website. And this data is registrational, and it seems that it does fulfill the requirements from the FDA for hopefully fast track approval. Dan Esfera has made a video focusing on an analysis of the data. He's way more educated than me about this and many other things, so please check it. But as usual, I am not a professional investor. I don't have any scientific background whatsoever. This is just a perspective that you should contrast and challenge, because objective of these calls, besides my egocentric need to invest time doing due diligence, is really just trying to help. Okay, but obviously I am not aware of some unconscious biases or misinformation that I may be spreading. Although you see that usually I create PowerPoints to be able to be specific about certain things, and I don't deep dive in things that are far from my understanding. Okay, the only piece of data that I'm going to share right now is that the institutional ownership has increased. I could find it on I can't remember if it was Fintel or Nasdaq or a MarketBeat article. Is close to 80% again. It went down to 70, 60%, and now it's back to 80%. Yes, I know why the fuck is the stock price as it is today. Honestly, there are many theories, from market manipulation, which may be a thing with Iovance, to the market being distrustful of the data, or most likely distrustful of the earning reports of tomorrow being good enough. I myself have made it clear, like from the fact that I am not a professional investor, or I'm not a professional at anything regarding Iovance or science and investment and so on. I mean, it is fair to assume that this queue is not going to be extraordinary. It's really simple. They haven't had the time. It's true that Colleen, the new CFO, has been in this company for a few months now, and I'm sure that she's definitely on the task to improve margins and yeah, try the company to help the company to make more money and be more commercially optimized, hopefully in collaboration with the rest of the team. But things take time. So I think I've already said on X, on the stock tweets, I think the most likely outcome is either a negative Q, which would mean basically not reaching the guidance that they've provided previously, they have validated previously, or that is a decent Q, perhaps even with a couple of good news that could hint the reversal that many of us are expecting towards 2026 Q1. what could this mean? So if tomorrow's any report is no good, we could perfectly see the stock price going down. And I will take the liberty to make a comment, which is, that I've made it clear that I have 31,000 shares. I will show you on the screen so you see that I am saying the truth. Saying the truth. Okay, I added 100 shares on Friday. On Friday. What was present? Yeah, on Friday, last Friday. I am going to keep away from adding more, just because I assume that if first of all, because I have enough shares based on my savings, my financial needs, and stuff like that, which is how you should approach this. It's not about someone telling you don't have enough shares. I fucking hate that sentence. You don't have enough shares. You need to do the math. No one can tell you if you have enough shares. Okay. So I haven't sold. I've never sold an Iovance share since I joined. I think it was March or May this year. I won't be selling any share, even if the queue is bad, for one simple reason: I am long. The moment that you are long in an investment, the perspective, your assessment around things and what happens really changes, right? If I had a friend, and I actually have a friend that, she suffered a scam. She's a working mother with two children, and she got robbed. I don't know how much money. And she needs money right now, right? I'm not going to recommend Iovance to her. I did in the past. Now I'm seeing, you know, how her personal life is evolving and certain things. I would, for example, don't recommend her to buy now Iovance. If you don't have any pressing concerns around money, or you know that you have, let's say, 5,000 euros that you don't care about losing, I would say 100% maybe go in now with half of it, and then the rest in the earnings reports. Because again, the stock price may go down. I don't see the future, so I really hope that after you see this video, or when you see this video, the queue was impressive, and I would be really happy about it. But there is a strong evidence that suggests that may not be the case. And again, I made videos before, explaining and giving you visibility on my train of thought, so that you can understand where I'm coming from, and see my biases, and help yourself. Unless I see something concerning, something that hints that Iovance is not in an upward trend. So upward trend in terms of revenue and benefit basically going up, and downward trend in terms of cost management. If I don't see any concerning, I don't have any reason to sell. But this is because I am long. I work 9 to 6. I have a very simple life. I live in a 53 square meters apartment with my dog, even though I could afford to live in a house with a garden. I've adapted my life to this investment, and to educate myself, most importantly, to live below my means. And I also don't like the idea of making quick money. I don't think it's good education. I could be wrong, but I don't need the stress right now, and this is definitely taking a toll on me emotionally. But this is just so you know where I'm coming from. Now, I've made other videos with some stock price estimates around what could happen. I've also shared a really high level, really not deep level overview of what metrics you can be paying attention to tomorrow, when they basically publish this useful article on the site, basically highlighting some key numbers. You're going to have like so many people on stock tweets analyzing every single number, that, as I've always said, this is definitely the place to be. You should be everywhere: Reddit, X, stock tweets, really learning from everyone and questioning everyone. I have to say that the stock tweets, everyone really mostly everyone in the community, is absolutely amazing. And I've said it a million times, and will continue to say it. It's the best part for me of investing in Iovance. When I started investing in Iovance, I wasn't on social media. I had taken a break for 2 years. First I joined stock tweets, then I joined X, and here I am. The best part of investing is definitely people, and there is a lot of good and well-intended people out there that can help you out. So be humble, and don't hesitate to ask questions around. Okay. So this video may have not helped you in any way, but I really wanted to do something before tomorrow. Be ready. Be ready for things to go wrong. Be ready for seeing a lot of red numbers in your bank account. Remember what you own. There is a lot of wisdom in that sentence. Remember what you own. I am a firm believer. I'm not a religious person. I do consider myself a spiritual person, but I'm not a religious person. I don't believe there is a God making things work for you, because we all know about all the suffering in the world and all the injustice out there. But I do believe that time really rearranges, and it does give what is owed. And this company, the science, I mean, I don't want to use the word unquestionable. It's not unquestionable. We need the data to be validated, trial after trial, and real world data to be validated after many years and stuff like that. But so far, it's looking fucking incredibly, like, it's so good, right? And I am a firm believer that endo data is going to be good. 4001 is going to be good. Cervical was good. Like, they are validating the platform narrative, and it's just a matter of time. And this is why it's so important to know where you're putting your money in and why. If you want short revenues, I've already said it. Go into Nevius. I entered 60 USD like a few months ago. I think now I'm losing track of time, but I think I don't know. A few weeks, let's say, ago. I entered at 60 USD. Then it got to 140 USD. I haven't sold because I really have a long approach, because I can cover my basic needs through my 9 to 6 job, and I live in a country in Spain with a really good social safety net. So even if I was to not have a job, I will use every bad thing that happens to me in life. I will use it to live like wise, like more like wiser, right? And everything will teach you something. So this is the attitude that I'm keeping, and this is why I am not going to sell one single share, unless something extremely critical that I don't see happening actually happens. Which doesn't mean that you should not sell, right? Think about what you need, and think about your principles and your values, and where you are at also emotionally, and what you can afford both like financially and emotionally, and yeah, and act accordingly. Okay. Anyway, I just wanted to send this to everyone in case tomorrow is a shitty day. I am personally watching Lord of the Rings and Forrest Gump this week because I was quite low emotionally, and these are movies that always give me hope. Find your hope somewhere, make smart decisions. No need to be overly emotional and lose all your money. But I really believe that if you are really long, and even short term long, I really think that 2026 is going to be the year for this company, as in the reversal. And then 2027, 2028, 2029, blah, 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 are going to validate that bull narrative. And if your average is really low and you're entering right now, of course the stock could go to 50 cents, but I think that at some point it's going to bounce and go back to the present levels, given what I'm seeing in terms of data and the rational belief that time is going to favor Iovance, because we will have time to learn and be more efficient and cut whatever we need to cut, and get where we need to get. This is, however, not financial advice. Okay, this is just a view among many. Learn from everyone and reach out if you need anything. Okay, goodbye and good fucking luck to us. We will need it.